Hi there, it's Bruce Wallace from Dundee and Victoria Chess Club in Bonnie, Scotland. Welcome to the second part of this game between Jim Armour and Calum Ironside after Black's 20th move d5. Now here, White took the pawn on d5, which allowed Black to undouble his pawns, giving him three mighty pawns in the centre of the board. Shredder recommended something different here, knight h2, with a funny computer line, but we won't go there. Instead, e takes d, then c takes, and then d4. Here, the assistant recommends queen g5, and then the line continues, bishop b7, developing, then bishop d2, with kingside play for White. But after c takes d, it was d4, and then e4. Now the pawn isn't really threatening to capture here because of the rook on e8 hanging with check, but White can't do much about that pawn wedge in the centre at this time. Here, White took the pawn, and then bishop took bishop, queen took, and then queen takes c5, offering a queen exchange, and the position at this time is absolutely equal. Now here, White played queen d4, but not the best. Here, possibly queen d2, Shredder recommends also rook e3, and then if the queen exchanges, the rook would take, bringing the rook to the c file. So queen d4, not exactly clear. Sorry, queen d4, not exactly clear what that move is about. Bishop b7 developing, and then the queens do come off. Knight takes queen, and then knight d4, f5, and Black getting a big pawn wedge in the centre here, with more space. Then rook d2, f4 attacking the knight, knight f1. Now Shredder here recommends knight g to e2, and then a line with e3, rook back, pawn takes with check, king takes, knight e4 check, king f3, g5. Not with a massive advantage, believe it or not. White is holding this position, not winning, however. But after the move knight f1, rook a to d8, centralising the rooks, rook e to d1, knight e6. There are alternatives there. Shredder recommends moves like h6, king g7, just patiently developing. But this offers the knight exchange, which White accepts, rook takes, then rook d4, rook d to e8, doubling the rooks, and then rook e1. Now, after rook d to e8, White needed to try something different here. Either knight h2, or, for example, b4, attempting to get some counterplay and activity for his rooks, although Black holds the advantage now. But after rook d to e8, rook e1, then g5 for Black, and knight d2. Now, White needs to be more energetic. c4, for example, and if pawn takes, rook takes, and there is activity for White's rooks on the c file and possibly the d file, with maybe some counter threats. But this slow manoeuvring with the knight isn't helping the situation. Knight d2, h5, which isn't a strong move actually. Here, if White had played the move b4 immediately, it almost equalises. And one line is e3, pawn takes, rook takes, pawn takes, knight to f3. Slight advantage to Black, but White appears to be holding. But if we go back after g5 knight d2, h5, knight b1. This is a poor move because it removes the white knight from the centre, and it's not playing an active part in defence, and allows black's pawn crush to continue with g4. Now there is a line with e3, but it's not winning. Knight c3, and then g takes h. And although e3 is tempting, there's a long line, but it leads to a drawish ending. G takes, and this opens the g file for black's rooks, and they now come in with decisive threats. Rook g6 check, king h2, rook e5, and this is a good move because it supports the d pawn and prepares to bring the rook to g5, doubling on the g file with mating threats. b4, but too late, because rook a to g5, knight to d1, rook g2 check, king h1, and then a takes b4. Now here was where black missed the one good kill in the position with the move e3, which now is much stronger, because after pawn takes, we've got rook to g3, threatening mate. So king must go to h2, and then bishop c8, and you have two pieces on the h3 pawn threatening mate. So white must play knight to g2 to defend the pawn, then rook g2 check, king back to h1, and then rook takes knight. A seemingly fairly easy combination, but at the time of the game it was a very tense position during the match, and Calum missed that opportunity. So after king h1, Calum took the pawn, but his advantage is pretty crushing. Should he play careful chess here? Rook takes pawn, then bishop a6, knight c3, attacking the d pawn, and bishop c4, defending it. Rook b8 check, king g7, then rook b6. The idea here being that if black swaps off the rooks here, king will take the rook on g2, but even that is an advantage to black. But bigger advantage is rook takes f2, and it's a crushing advantage of 5.11. So black is winning easily here. Rook takes, rook check, king takes, rook g1 check, king f5, h4, and then rook f1, forcing off the rooks. And I'm not sure if it's at this point or after rook takes f1 that white resigns. Bishop takes. Calum thought that white's resignation here was premature, but he's completely lost. If knight takes d5, white doesn't push the pawns. White plays bishop c4, and this covers everything. So if knight b6 attacking the bishop, in fact it's e3, and if the knight takes the bishop, it's e2 and the pawn queens, and it's a straightforward win. If we go back, instead of after e3, it's king g1, it's then bishop a6, and the bishop completely dominates the knight and the pawns. c4 for example, king g4, king g2, f3 check, king f1, king snaffles the other pawn. Three passed pawns on white's king side now. King e1, king g3, a5, and these pawns are going absolutely nowhere. h4, and it's all over. So a good display by Calum Ironside there. Calum was a bit reticent about giving me this game for YouTube, but I said it's about a learning process. I think he played very well. He missed one killing continuation towards the end there, but on the whole played a very solid game White played in lacklustre fashion, pussyfooted around with his knights and didn't play actively enough, and so he paid the price. But a tremendous achievement by Calum, and a great achievement by Dundee and Victoria, winning the Richardson Cup quarter-final by 5 points to 3. See you soon on YouTube for the next instalment of the Richardson Cup battle.